जय श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गंधार विकगिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्याल विष्णु विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशिमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय।
जय
नित्यल्पविष्ट महाभग नित्यल्पविष्ट विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशमार भक्तिवेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय।
जय
नित्यल्पविष्ट विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशमार भक्ति वेदांत साई महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यल्पविष्ट विष्णुपार शतर शत शिशमार भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालंब विष्णुपाद शतर शत शिशमार भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय
नित्यालंब विष्णु महाभागवत शिल गोक्षरस बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्यालंब विष्णु शिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्यालंब विष्णु वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानुपर्य गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल व्रज मंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्री नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री हरिनाम चिंतामणि की जय। श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय. Oh, and today is Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj's, what is it? Is it appearance day or disappearance day? Just looking. Jai Srila Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Tadya Shubha Avirbhav Titi ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. We'll do Mangalacharya and then I'll see everybody who's here. But perhaps Rohini Prabhu. Okay.
धन्यवाद
Hari Bo. Hari Bo. Okay. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. श्रीसिद्धान्तसरस्वतीति विदितो गौडीय कुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगोरसङ्कीर्तनाय मायावारतिमिङ्गिलो दरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवनिमान् कृष्णप्रेमसुधाब्धिगाहनसुखां प्रदत्प्रभुं तं भजे. Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri. Sorry. Vande Bhakti Vinodang Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Saccidānanda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanugavarayate Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. वृषभानुसुतान् वितवामतनुं यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं Murali kala gita vinora parang bhaja godrumakanana kunja vidum smara gaura gadadara keli kalam Bhava Gaura Gadadara Pakshachara Shrinu Gaura Gadadara Charu Katang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Twang Nayamang Charanantikam Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshay kshiptascha kamadhitaranga madhe kripa mai tvam sharanam prapanna vrinde namaste charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandavat Pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji and Rohini Nandan Prabhu. Pranams, it's been a long time. And also pranams to all the devotees watching on YouTube and Facebook. I see there are 8 devotees there. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. But so far I just see there's Premavati Didi, Dandavat Pranam, and Ganga Mataji. And I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji are there. So yeah, pranams. So I just found out last second that Shrivas is not able to join our program today. He says he has an earache. Because the original plan was that he was going to read through the Achinta Bheda Paid articles by our Param Gurudev. But because he can't join, I'm going to continue on with Harinam-cintāmaṇi. I actually don't have it set up yet because I just I just found out that we're not doing Achinta Bheda Paid. So you have to give me a minute just to get open up the page. We should probably do a little recap since it's been a few days since we read Harinam-cintāmaṇi. Okay, I'm a little bit out of it. That's why I sit down for the program. Today I'm standing because yeah, I'm a little bit tired. So just bear with me if I'm a little bit whatever, foggy. So where are we? Okay, so we're reading from a translation by it's on the Bhaktivinoda Institute website. Where is it? bhaktivinodinstitute.org. And then under books, where is it? Harinam-cintāmaṇi. This is a translation by Swami B.V. Giri. And for the most part, the translation seems pretty okay. And the Bengali is there, which is always, it's always good to see the original. Because things can be translated in so many different ways. And no translation ever does full justice to the original. So it's always important to look at the original. Chapter 5. So we are on chapter 5, Devāntare svātantrya-jñānāparādha. The offense of considering the Devas to be independent. Svātantra. Okay. I'm gonna open this up on Reader. So we can make it big. Open in Reader. All right. Oh, wait, no, but before we go through this, maybe let's just look back at the previous, 1 second. Tags, Harinam-cintāmaṇi. Where's Harinam-cintāmaṇi? Okay, chapter 4. So we've already gone over this chapter a couple times, so I won't go into it in too much detail. And I wish I would have read it before we started just now so that I could have it more fresh in my mind, like just skim through it. But um, let's just recite this first part of this is from the Padma Puran. The first offense to the holy name is Satam Ninda Namna Paramamaparadang Vitanute Yatha Kyatim Yatam Katamusahate Tar Vigarham. So Satam Ninda. Satam means the sadhus. Ninda means to criticize. So criticizing the sadhus. Satam Ninda. Namna, that means of the name. Of the name, it is the Paramam Aparadham. It is the greatest aparad, the greatest offense. Vitanute. It makes the biggest offense. It causes there to be the biggest offense, I guess. I don't know exactly how you translate vitanute, but I think, yeah. Um, then yata, because kyatim yatam, from that person's who the names, the name, the glories of the name are spread. Kyati means like the the glories are the um I think could Kyati also be like renown. Kyati is like renown. And yatam means by which the name attains the renown, you know? So those who spread the glories of the holy name. Katam means how. How can, and it like gives emphasis. So, and, and it's like an emphasis with like, oh, alas, you know, like that kind of. So katam, how can the name sahate, how can the name tolerate? Sahate means tolerate. Tad vigraham. Tad means it refers to tad means that it's referring to this satam ninda, criticizing sadhus. Vigraham, abominable, that most abominable act of criticizing sadhus. How can the name tolerate criticizing those people who are spreading the name's glories everywhere? So criticizing devotees is the greatest offense that one can make to the holy name. How can the name tolerate condemnation of those who spread his glories? So in this chapter, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, goes through, first Srila Haridas Thakur, Srila Haridas Thakur explains in brief the 10 offenses to the holy name. And one thing that I noted here is that usually we see 5 and 6 as being what is it? Harinam, like one is Arthavad, to think that the glories of the holy name are just, oh, it's just the Shastras, like this, the Shastras exaggeration or whatever. So that's the fifth offense, and then we think the sixth offense were usually is Harinam Kalpanam, like to think that the glories of the holy, no, to make your own interpretation of the holy name, like your own imaginary meaning for the holy name. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually merges those two together, and he makes those both. What we normally consider 5 and 6, he just makes that both 5. He says. Um, and it says, creating imaginary meanings for the holy name, when Shastra has already described the results, the glories and results of the holy name. So that's, and then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Padma Puran verse, it says pramad. And we're used to, for pramad to just be included within the, um, I think the ninth offense is usually equating Harinam with mundane auspicious activities. And the word pramad in that verse, we just consider it to be part of that somehow. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually makes the word pramad its own thing. And he says that pramad means, what was the word that he used? It was like vyavadhan, I think. I think that was the word. And it means to be inattentive while chanting. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that the ninth offense is being inattentive while chanting the holy name. And I would like to ask, somebody who's expert in Sanskrit about this, the word pramad, and understand that verse. I think it was the second to the last verse from Padma Puran on this topic. All right. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, this is Haridas Thakur speaking. So, to understand the criticizing, what does it mean to criticize sadhus? First, he explains the difference between the Sarup Lakshan and the Tatastha Lakshan. The intrinsic main characteristics of what a sadhu is. Like a Swarup Lakshan is that which distinguishes it from anything else. It is what it inherently is. And just like the sun, a Swarup Lakshan of the sun is that it gives light and heat. Without light and heat, there's no sun. So the light and heat is a Swarup Lakshan of the sun. And then Tatastha Lakshan are marginal characteristics that you may see or you may not see, but it's not the intrinsic characteristics. And so Srila Haridas Thakur, he quotes this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which explains the Swarup and Tatastha Lakshans of a devotee. And yeah, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a minute. But yeah, where the Swarup and Tatastha Lakshans, it was like all the 26 qualities of a Vaishnava, right? He's compassionate, he's, never angry, he's, there's all these 25 qualities. We've all heard them. But in the middle of those 25 qualities, there's Krishnaika Sharan, that the devotee is exclusively devoted to Krishna. And that is the Swarup Lakshan. And then all the other qualities are coming from that one quality. And my Param Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Keshav Goswami Maharaj wrote a whole article on this topic of one must correctly identify a Vaishnav. Vaishnav Chinite Hoibe. And so, and it's really to not to remain free from criticizing Vaishnavas, you need to have that level of discrimination. That's the quality of a Madhyam Vaishnava, is that they have discrimination. They can understand what is the qualities of a Vaishnav. Like they can see everybody based on that intrinsic quality of a Vaishnav, how exclusively devoted they are to Bhagavan. And then all the other qualities, the Tatastha Lakshan, they may be there or they might be hidden. We might not, and also they're and for somebody who's not at the highest level of Vaishnav, there'll be still some ganda of pop, some smell of their previous sins. So the point is we must not judge a Vaishnav based on their previous sins or even on the sins that are still present within them. There's still some smell of sins. And if we judge them on that, then that also falls under sadhu ninda. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Haridas Thakur is explaining. Because that smell of sin, that papaganda, is it's in the process of being washed away. And so it's very temporary. And so we can't judge somebody while they're in the process of washing away a particular sin, and then we criticize them for that sin, then Nam cannot tolerate that. And that's considered saruninda. And out of all the offenses, that is by far the most grievous offense. But yeah, to be free from saruninda, that this is what I understood, is that you need to understand what is the intrinsic qualities of a Vaishnava, the Swarup Lakshan and the Tatastha Lakshan, and be able to and how to you have to have that kind of discrimination. Otherwise, you're bound to commit offenses. And that's why in the kirtan that we sing by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya, right? Is sakale saman korite shakati deho nata jata jata. So jata jata means accordingly. I will please give me the strength by which I can honor. I can give honor to everybody according to like appropriate honor, according to their and only then tabe to gaibo harinam suge. Only then will I be able to chant harinam uh, happily in bliss, blissfully, um, and aparad habe hata, and then my offenses will be destroyed. But that's the thing that's blocking us from being able to chant. The only reason why chanting is boring or why we can't focus while we're chanting is because of this offense. And so when we're able to properly honor all Vaishnavas accordingly, then we will have some access to the holy name. Then the holy name will be able to, purify us, and it will touch us. Right now, our aparad is blocking Harinam from touching us. Okay, so that's my kind of summary, but that probably wasn't the best summary. I really liked this point. Jar jata name rati she tata Vaishnav. Vaishnaver kram e mate anubhav. One is a Vaishnav according to the extent of his attraction to the holy name. A Vaishnav is determined according to this. There's no such thing as somebody having a Vaishnav having attraction to Krishna but not the holy name. I really like everything else in bhakti, but the holy name is just no. It's because Nam and Nami are non-different. So if you have attraction to the holy name, it means you have attraction to Krishna. If you don't have attraction to the holy name, it means you have no attraction to Krishna, because the name and Krishna are non-different. Thus, anyone who takes shelter of the holy name will avoid criticizing sadhus. Indeed, that is his inherent nature. That is his dharma, that he gives up sadhuninda. A devotee who takes shelter of the holy name and engages in pure bhakti is the very embodiment of bhakti. A devotee who is without bhakti is virupa, ugly and monstrous, is how they translated it here. A person who criticizes a sadhu has no standing in bhakti. Therefore, his offense makes him averse towards bhakti. They might be externally looking like they're performing all the activities of bhakti, but actually they are averse to bhakti. A Vaishnava avoids criticizing sadhus and should be devoted, and a devotee avoids criticizing sadhus, and he is devoted to them. Association with sadhus and serving them is the real practice of dharma. And then he goes into two types of bad association. The conduct of a Vaishnava is that he always avoids bad association. By bad association, one continuously shows contempt for sadhus. Yeah, that's how. I think that's also in Rupa Shiksha, right? It says that to block out the mad elephants of Vaishnava Parad, we must build a sturdy fence. And what is that sturdy fence? Is the association of sadhus. If we are protected in the offense of, if we're protected within the fence of sadhu sangha, because real sadhus never criticize Vaishnavas, and they never criticize, right? And so if we can be with people like that who are free from criticism, that's our protection. But if we are in bad association, yes, nindadi shunya hridaya itsita sangalavya. But if we're in the association of these two types of people, and it says, then we'll start to commit aparad also to sadhus, will criticize. And then it mentions sadhu. I'm going way too much detail with this. Actually, it's already 7:30. So let's start the next chapter. Sorry guys, I'm not very good at summarizing. So chapter 5. Let's see. The offense of considering the devas to be independent. I'm just curious, how long is this chapter? I have it written here. Whatever. Oh, I had it here. Here. This chapter is 3,928 words. Okay, so we probably won't finish this chapter. Let's see. Oh, 1 second. Okay, great. Okay, so Devāntare svātantrya-jñānāparādha, the offense of considering the devas to be independent. So this is the second offense mentioned in Padma Puran. Shivasya Shri Vishnor ya iha gunanamari sakalam diya bhinnang pashyet sakalu harinama hitakara. Those who see any difference between the auspicious Shri Vishnu and any of his names, qualities, etc., are certainly offenders to the name of Hari. Huh, that is interesting. There's no... Yeah, so this second offense is actually understood in two ways. One is to think that that Shiva and the other demigods under him are independent, they are either equal to Vishnu or independent of Vishnu. That's an offense, and it's also an offense to think that there's any difference between Sri Hari and his name, his qualities, etc. Jai Gadadhar Prana Janava Jivan Jaya Sita Nata Jai Gora Bhakta Jan. All glories to Mahaprabhu, the life of Gadadhar. Glories to Nityananda, the life of Janava Devi. Glories to the husband of Sita, Advaita. Glories to the devotees of Gaur. Haridas bole tabe kori joda hat. Dvityaparādha ebe shuno Jagannath. Then placing his hands together, Haridas said, O Lord of the universe, kindly hear about the second offense. Vishnu Tattva, the truth concerning Vishnu. Parama Advaya Gyan Vishnu Paratattva Chitswarupa Jagadisha Sada Shuddha Sattva. Vishnu is supreme. Vishnu is the supreme Vishnu is supreme non-dual knowledge and the absolute truth. He is the Advaya Gyan Paratattva. The form of the Lord of the universe is transcendental, and he is eternally situated in the state of Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. Goloka Vihari Krishna se Tattve Rasar Chatushashti Gune Alankrita Rasadhar. Krishna, who sports in Goloka, is the essence of reality. Decorated with 64 qualities, he is the basis of ras. Shashti Guna Narayana Swarupe Prakash She Shashti Guna Vishnu Samanya Vilas. 60 of these qualities are manifest in the form of Narayan. And these 60 qualities are, to a certain extent, in Vishnu's pastimes also. Purushavatare ar Swangsha Avatare She Shashti Guna Sparshta Karya Anusare. These 60 qualities are visible in the Purusha avatars and the Swangsha avatars based upon their activities. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura writes a note here. He says, the transcendently pure Vishnu, or Narayana, the master of Paravyoma, of the spiritual sky, is the Vilas Vigraha. He is the pastime form of Krishna, the Lord of Goloka. Sankarshan Vishnu, who resides in Paravyoma, goes to the Karan ocean and manifests the form of Mahavishnu, the first Purusha avatar. Entering into each universe, Mahavishnu expands as Garbhadakshayi. That Purush, that supreme person, is the aggregate of all things. Entering every jiva, he becomes Kshirodakshai Vishnu. These are the three Purusha avatars. From Kshirodakshai, the various Swangsha avatars, such as Matsya, Kurma, etc., are manifest. All these Vishnu Tattva forms possess 60 qualities. Shaktivesh avatars, that's jivas who are empowered, such as Parshuram, Buddha, and Prithu, are all Vibhinangshas. They are all separated expansions. Sundar Gopal Prabhu, one thing, he was just telling me how Jiva Goswami explains Karna Daksha Vishnu, Garbha Daksha Vishnu, Kshira Daksha Vishnu. Let me just find that really quick. It's interesting, like, terms. Dash. Once again, just finding it. What did he say? Huh. Wait a second. Okay, he says, according to Srila Jiva Goswami, there are three Paramatmas. These three correspond with the metacosmic, the causal, the macrocosmic, the universal, and the microcosmic, the individual dimensions of being. So if I understood that correctly, that was referring to the metacosmic is referring to Karna Daksha Vishnu. The macrocosmic was referring to Garbha Daksha Vishnu, and the microcosmic was referring to Kshira Daksha Vishnu. He didn't exactly say those three, but that's how I understood it. Okay. So Vishnur Vibhinangsher Prakar Bhed, Jiver Panchashat Gun. Vishnu's different Vibhinangsha expansions and the 50 qualities possessed by jivas. And you understand, like, I think the word Vibhinangsha, Vibhinna means separated, and Angsha means a part or expansion. So the Shaktivesh avatars, they are separated. They aren't Swangsha. They aren't Bhagavan's own expansions. They are separated expansions, just like Jiva Tattva. All jivas are Vibhinangsha. They are separated expansions of the Lord. So, Vishnur je Vibhinangsha duito prakar panchashat guna jive bindu bindu tar. Vishnu's Vibhinangshas are of two kinds. 50 qualities are found in minute droplets within the jiva. Okay. Girishadi Devata Vibhinangsha Hoyao. Samanya Jiva. I don't know what that is there. Anyways, oh wait. Samanya Jiva Non. Tahar Panchashat Guna Vishishta. So Shiva and the other devas are also Vibhinangshas. They are also separated expansions of the Lord, but they are not ordinary jivas since they possess 55 qualities. And when he's saying Shiva here, he's referring to Rudra Shiva. Yeah, he's not referring to, well, not as Shambhu or Sadashiva. Also, I think Shambhu is also, like, Shambhu is different and non-different, right? He's like Kshira Dadi Yatavika. What is that verse? From Brahma Samhita? I think so. I think Shambhu, unless I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. But Rudra, like that, a jiva can take the position of Rudra. But Shambhu, I don't think a jiva takes that position. And then, of course, there's Sadashiva above Shambhu. I don't know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But Girishadi Deve E Guna Panchashat Tad Adhika Parimane Sarvada Samyuta. Girisha, Shiva, and the Devas always possess these 50 qualities, but to a greater extent. So they're also jivas, and they possess 50 qualities, but to a greater extent. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions the greater the number of droplets present in a jiva, the greater the number of all these qualities. What is bindu? Interesting. Okay. Tarvyatita ar pancha guna angshamane prakashita achetava vichitra vidhane. In addition, another 5 qualities partially manifest, and these are also wonderfully present within them. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentions, in addition to these 50 qualities, Shiva and the other devas also possess 5 more, which manifest partially within them. So these extra 5 qualities are partially manifest within the Shiva and the devas. In other words, all these qualities are not complete except in Vishnu Tattva. Shashti Gune Vishnutva, the 60 qualities present in Vishnu. She Pancha Panchashat Guna Purnatai Vishnute Virajamana Sarva Shastre Gai. These 55 qualities are present within Vishnu in full. All the Shastras declare this. All scriptures declare this. Tarvyatita ar pancha guna narayane achetar satta kabu nahi anya jane. Apart from these, 5 other qualities are present within Narayan. They do not exist in anyone else. Shashti, I remember we read through this in Jaiva Dharma also on the topic of Nam Tattva. Shashti Gune Vishnu Tattva Parama Ishvar Girishadi Anya Deva Tahar Kinkar. The Supreme Controller, Vishnu Tattva, possesses 60 qualities. Girish, Shiva, and the other devas are his servants. Vibhinangsha Girishadi Jiva Sheshtatara Vishnu Sarva Jiveshwar Sarva Deveshwar. Girish and the devas are all Vibhinangsha. They are separated parts, separated expansions. Vishnu is the Lord of all jivas and the Lord of all the devas. Agyan Vyakti Anya Devatar Sahit Vishnu ke Saman Mone Kore. Ignorant persons consider Vishnu and the other devas to be equal. Anya Deva Sahasama Vishnu ke Jemane She Boro Agyan Isha Tattva Nahi Jane. Extremely arrogant people who think that other devas are equal to Vishnu do not understand Isha Tattva, the truth concerning the Supreme Controller. E Jada Jagate Vishnu Parama Ishwar Girishadi Jata Deva Tar Vidikar. Within this mundane world, Vishnu is the Supreme Controller. Girish and other devas carry out his instructions. And then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, carry out his commands means that they are servants. Keho bole mayar trigune tridivesh. Sarvada samana brahma tattva savishesh. What's tridivesh mean? Some say that when Brahman, who is always homogeneous, contacts the 3 modes of Maya, he attains qualities and becomes 3 devas, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Okay, so Tridivesh refers to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, I guess. Note from Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. This is the concept of the Mayavadi. They state that Brahman is nirvishesh, devoid of qualities. But when coming into contact with the 3 modes of material nature, it becomes savishesh, with qualities, and manifests as 3 devas, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Nana Vidha Vad Anuvader Siddhanta. The conclusion in regards to the debate amongst various doctrines. Shastrer Siddhante Tabu Puja Narayan Brahma Shiva Srishtiloy Karjer Karan. The Shastra concludes that Narayan is worshipable. Brahma and Shiva are responsible for the tasks of creation and destruction. Narayan is worshipable, and Brahma and Shiva, they are responsible for the tasks of creation and destruction, but only Narayan is puja, is not worshipable. Vasudeva chari jay, anya deve bhaje, Ishwara chariya she, sangsarete maje. People who reject Vasudeva to worship other devas instead become absorbed in the world of repeated birth and death due to their rejection of the supreme controller. Keho bole Vishnu para tattva bhatte jani, sarva Vishnu moy vishva veda vakya mani. Some say that I know that Vishnu is a supreme truth. I accept that the Vedas state that Vishnu is present everywhere in the world. Atayeva sarva devi Vishnu adishtan sarva devar chane hoy Vishnur saman. So they say, okay, I accept that the Vedas state that Vishnu is present everywhere in the world and he is the supreme truth. Therefore, Vishnu resides within all the devas. And so worship of the devas is the same as worshiping Vishnu. Eto nishedhak para vakya vidinoy, anya deva pujar nishedha ei hoy. Statements such as these are forbidden because such worship is not enjoined. To worship other devas in this way is prohibited. So then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura writes a note. One should not claim that Vishnu resides within all the devas and then proceed to worship them. By worshipping Vishnu, one worships all other devas. Therefore, it is not necessary to worship other devas separately. Sarva Vishnu moy vishva ek katha bolile, Vishnu puja koile sab deve puja mile. One may say that Vishnu presides everywhere within the world. By worshipping Vishnu, one also worships all the devas. Taramule jal dile shakar ulas, pallave dhalile jal vrikher vinash. If one waters the root of a tree, the branches will thrive. If one only waters the leaves, the tree will perish. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura writes a whole song on this topic. We just translated it for the Gaudiya Giti Gucha. And he mentions this point about the root of the tree. And he also gives a Sanskrit verse. Atayeva puji Vishnu anya deva tyaji, tahate anya deva kaye kaye puji. Thus, if I abandon other devas and only worship Vishnu, then I will attain the result of worshipping all the forms of the other devas. Ei vidi veder samatta chiradin, durvipake ei vidi chade arvachin. From ancient times, the Vedas have accepted this decree. There is only misery for those fools who reject this rule. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says that misery means that due to the short-sightedness of the jiva, he worships a deva similar to his own nature. The worship of Vishnu, which is transcendental goodness, which is Shuddha Sattva is not mixed with Raja or Tama, is eternal and is in accordance with Vedic philosophy. But this remains unknown by those who are guided by stupidity. Mayavara doshe jiva kali agamane bahudeva puje Vishnu samanya darshane. When the age of Kali arrived and the jiva became contaminated by Mayavad, he believed in the philosophy that the worship of many devas was equal to the worship of Vishnu. Ek deva ek phaladata, sarva phaladata Vishnu sakaler pata. Each individual deva offers a specific benediction, but Vishnu bestows all boons and protects all. Kami jana jadi tattva jani bare pare, Vishnu puji phal pai chade devāntare. If persons with material desires could understand this truth, they would abandon the devas and attain results from worshipping Vishnu. Now, Grihastha Vaishnavar Kartavya Vidhan, the duties of a householder Vaishnava. Grihasta hoya je Vishnu bhakta hoy, sarvakarye Krishna puje chariya sangshay. The Grihasta, who is a devotee of Vishnu, should without any doubt worship Krishna in all his activities. Nishekadi Shmashana, sorry, Nishekadi Shmashananta Samskarjata Tahate Pujaye Krishna Veda Mantra Mata. Smashana refers to the cremation ground, right? Samskar Adi Jata. Okay. So for various samskars, purificatory ceremonies, beginning with Nisheka and terminating at the cremation ground, he should worship Vishnu with the mantras of the Vedas. And what is Nisheka? Let's see, the translator's note. Nisheka refers to the Garbhodan Samskar, the Vedic ritual for begetting good progeny. So for all this like Vedic samskars that one performs, and just beginning from the like with the Garbhodan samskar all the way to the samskars for cremation and all that, he should only worship Vishnu and use the mantras of the Vedas. Vishnu Vaishnaver Puja Vedete Vidhan Deva Pitri Gane Krishna Nirmalya Pradhan. Following the instructions of the Vedas, he should worship Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. He should offer Krishna's remnants to the Devas and Pitris. And remember, this is in the section called the duties of a householder Vaishnav. These are all for householders. And Pitri refers to one's forefathers. So we also, when any of our family members passes away or like that, then we also do the samskar, what is Shraddha samskar, right? But we offer Krishna's remnants. We don't do anything else. Mayavadi mate pitri shraddha jay kore, jeva anya deva puje aparadhe more. Those who follow the philosophy of the Mayavadis, when offering shraddha to the pitris, to their forefathers, and worshipping the devas, they are doomed due to their offense. Vishnu Tattve Dvaita Buddhi Nama Aparad Shei Aparade Hoy Bhakti Badha. Imposing a dualistic conception upon Vishnu Tattva is an offense to the holy name. By this offense, one's progress in bhakti is obstructed. Shivadi Devata Gane Prithak Ishwar Manile Nama Parad Hoy Bhayankar. So what is this dualistic conception of Vishnu Tattva? They think that the demigods are pratak, that they are separate from Ishwar. Those who think that Shiva and the other devas are independent controllers, separated from Ishwar, they commit a dreadful offense to the holy name. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Vishnu is a supreme controller. Shiva and the other devas are also supreme controllers. So one who thinks in this way, they think that Shiva and other devas are also supreme controllers, that there are many supreme controllers. What is that? Bahu Ishwarvad. That person falls down due to this offense. Thus, it is not an offense to consider or worship that deva as a gun avatar or a servant of Vishnu. The various devas are Vishnu's potencies. Their own individual potencies are imperfect. Vishnu Shakti Para Shakti Hoite Deva Jata Bhinna Shakti Siddhanoi Veder Sammata. The devas manifest from Vishnu Shakti, the Lord's superior energy. The Vedas never accept that their various potencies are superior to his. Shiva Brahma Ganapati Surya Dikpal Krishna Shakti Bolete Ishwar Chirakal. In ancient times, Shiva, Brahma, Ganapati, that's Ganesh, Surya and the Dikpalas were invested with Krishna's potency and became controllers. And Dikpalas are the devas that control the 10 directions. So since ancient times, they were invested with Krishna's potency and they became controllers. अतएव परेश्वर एकमात्र जानी आर सब देवतार शक्ति मध्य गणी. Thus, I understand that Krishna is the sole Parishvar. He is the sole supreme controller, and all the devas are counted as his potencies. अतएव सर्व कार्ये कर्म जड़ो भाव छाड़िया गृहस्थ पाए भक्तिर सद्भाव. Therefore, a grihastha should totally reject material conceptions in the execution of all his duties and strive towards attaining a proper devotional mood. Okay, we'll wrap this up in 5 minutes. Kirup Vaishnav Garhastya Dharma Koriben. How does a Vaishnav perform householder dharma? Bhaktir Sadbhave Thaki Satkriya Karane. Deva Pitri Gane Tushe Nirmalya Arpane. So a grihastha should totally reject material conceptions in the execution of all his duties and strive towards attaining a proper devotional mood. And he performs various rituals with a proper devotional mood. And he satisfies the devas and pitris by offering the remnants of Krishna to them. Nirmalya Arpane. Bahudev Devi Puja Koribe Varjan Krishna Bhakta Boli Sabe Koribe Tarpan. He gives up the worship of many devas and devis, and because they are all devotees of Krishna, they are pleased with him. They're happy that he's worshipping Krishna instead of them. Shri Krishna Vaishnavarchane Sarva Phala Pai Name Aparad Nahe Sada Nama Gai. By worshipping Shri Krishna and the Vaishnavas, all results are attained. He who does this avoids committing offenses to the holy name and chants the name constantly. Varna Chatushtayar Jivan Yatra Vidhi. The rules of maintaining one's life in relation to the 4 Varnas. Jagate Manavagan Varna Dharmachari Koribek Deha Jatra Dharma Patadhori. Those humans who follow the duties of Varna in this world, Varna is, like Shudra, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Brahman. So those who follow the duties of Varna in this world walk on the path of Dharma as they travel in this material body. The jivas who are present in this world should follow the system of Varnashram while traversing in the material body. This is Sanatan Dharma. This Varna Dharma has been established by the rishis and was implemented throughout the whole society in the pious land of Bharat. In other countries, though this system has not been refined, it still exists in one form or another. Human nature cannot find completeness without Varna. Samskars and Antyajas, and Sankaras and Antyajas refers to a child born of mixed Varnas, and an Antyaja means those persons of low birth outside the Varnashram system. So, Sankaras and Antyajas may gradually attain good fortune by following pure conduct, maintaining a lifestyle free from pop, and entering the family of Krishna. Such rules are eternal. Okay, let's read this Antyajir Vidhi, the rules for low-born people, and then we'll end there. Sankar Antyaja Sabe Tyaji Nicha Dharmam Shudrachare Kore Sada Sangsarer Karmam. The Sankar and Antyaja, so those born of mixed class or outside the caste system, should completely renounce their low-class nature and activities and always accept the role of Shudras in the material world. Sankar Antyaja Thaki Beka Shudrachare Chaturvarna vina dharma nahi ko sangsare. The Sankar and Antyaja should follow the conduct of the Shudras, because without the four Varnas, there is no dharma in this world. Actually, let's read this section as well. Varna dharma dwara jivan yatra koriya sangsari vyakti bhakti pate bhavarjan koriben. Living within Varna dharma, a resident of this world walks on the path of bhakti. Chaturvarnya varna dharme koribe sangsar Shuddha Krishna Bhakti bole habe sadachar. In this world, one should be situated in one of the four Varnas within Varna Dharma. Execute pure Krishna Bhakti and always follow proper conduct. Chatur Varna Jadyapi Shri Krishna nahi bhaje Varna Dharma chare thaki roravete moje. Even if one belongs to the four Varnas, if he does not worship Shri Krishna, then despite following the rules of conduct found in Varna Dharma, he will fall into Rodav, one of the lower planetary systems. Varna vina grihaster nahi ar dharma, Varna dharma chare grihaster sabakarma. Without Varna, there is no other dharma for a grihasta. All a grihasta's activities are found within the practices of Varna dharma. Varna dharme e sangsar nirvaha koribe, yavar artha parigrahe Shri Krishna bhajibe. In this world, one should follow Varna dharma, and according to his means, he should worship Shri Krishna. Nisargata vidhi vadhya je parjanta nara, Varna dharma swa nirvahe koribe adhara. During the time a man is under the rules of this world, he should take care to conduct himself according to Varna Dharma. Bhakti Yoga Name E Tattva Nirupan Bhakti Yoge Bhavodoy Siddhanta Vachan. This science is defined by the name Bhakti Yoga. In Bhakti Yoga, Bhav arises. This is said to be the culmination of perfection. This is the Siddhanta. Bhavodoy Vidir Pravritti Nahi Roy Bhavodita Karye Teha Jatra Siddha Hoy. When bhav arises, there is no need to follow the scriptural rules. One's journey within this material body attains perfection at the appearance of bhav. So then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, as long as the jiva finds it necessary to follow rules and regulations, he must be situated in varnashram. As he continues in his bhajan, bhav eventually arises within him. When bhav appears, the jiva naturally becomes beautiful, and as the regulated jiva ascends, he abandons the dictates of scriptural rules. Ordinary jivas cannot understand this, as Shuddha Bhav appears on its own accord. Grihi Vaishnaver e Advaya Sadhan, Shri Vishnu Advaya Tattve Dvaita Nivartan. Okay, we're ending with this verse. The resolute sadhan of a Grihastha Vaishnav is to accept Shri Vishnu, the absolute truth, who is one without a second. Okay, so that was the first understanding of this second verse of the holy name, is how the devas are they are not independent supreme controllers, but they understanding that in our following the rules of Varna and Ashram, that we only worship Vishnu. And now tomorrow we will read about the second meaning of this second offense to the holy name, that the pure knowledge that Vishnu is non-different from his name and qualities. Bhinatvam nama namino, right? There's no difference between the name and the possessor of the name. So, all right. And this, what we were just reading about Varna Ashram, this is reminding me of, what is it? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in the Swanyam Dadashakam. I haven't been reciting them, so I forgot a lot of the verses, but let's see if I can remember. Shoot. Just need the first word and then I can say it. Anyways, I'm not going to waste your time. We'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. So the verse from the 5th verse of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Swanyam Dadashakam. He says, Navarne saktir me nakalu mamata yashrama vido. So I have no attachment for my varna, and I have no mamata, no possessiveness over my ashram, whether brahmachari, grahasta, vanaprastha, sannyasi. No attachment for that. Na dharme, mama ratir ihaste kvachirapi. And I have no rati at all, kvachirapi, in any way for dharma, performing dharma, that means like varnashram dharma, following your duties, or in not following my duties. Just like the second verse of Manashiksha, right? What is it? Na dharma na dharmam, shuddhikarani ruktam kila kuru. So I have no, not any attachment for performing my dharma or not performing my dharma. Parang, but tatta dharme mama jara sharire dhritamidam. But all these dharmas, like all these duties of varnashram and everything, they've been maintaining my material body, my jara sharir, until now. And so, ato dharman sarvan subhajana sahayam abhilashe. So I only desire, abhilashe, I only have the desire to perform all those dharmas, all those duties of mine, which are subhajan sahayam, which are helpful in performing powerful bhajan, subhajan. So it's not that we just fully give up, and especially Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying once we reach the stage of bhav, then we can start, then we give up all these rules of varnashram and all that. Like then it's not necessary to follow all the rules like that. But until then, we should follow all the rules of varnashram, but in a way that's favorable for our bhajan. Subhajana sahayam, in a way that's helpful for bhajan. Yeah. All right. I'll do short Jaidwani and then we'll end. Jai Shishi Guru Guranga. I'll do a short Jaidwani. Jai Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai. Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopikana Ki Jai. Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi Ki Jai. Jai Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Jai Śrīla Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura Ki Jai. Jai Harinam Prabhu Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Oh, and today is Jai Śrīla Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Avirbhav Titi Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devaya Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Devi Sattvatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhu Bhyaevacha Patitanam Pavane Pyo Vaishnave Bhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams.
Thank you,
Let's.
Bhagavad Prabhu. Dandavad
Thank you,
Pranam.
Rohini
Thank
Nandan
you.
Prabhu.
Thank you.
Dandavat pranams.
You are so kind. So
Haribo.
sweet.
All the devotees here are so kind. Otherwise, I wouldn't be reading. I'd be wasting time right now. So, Dandavat pranams, Dhri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Chatamai Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Krishna Mai Didi, and let's see, Premavati Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vangshiwala Prabhu, Meena Podel, and oh, Rukmini Didi is here. Rukmini Didi recently wrote a book uh, with God, my brain is so foggy. Like, anyways, with Urmala Mataji on the topic of dharma, following your career dharma. So understanding what is your real dharma and how to apply that in Vaishnava life, how to make the right choice in your following your dharma. My brother got a lot of help from that book. I haven't read it yet myself, but anyways, it's called Career Dharma if anybody wants to see that. So it's related to this topic that we read today. So Srila Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, let's see, I'm just looking very quickly in our, if anybody needs to go Dandavat Pranams, I'm just looking very quickly in our, what is it? Oh yeah, and Pranams Indira Mataji, Raseshwari Mataji, and all the other devotees who are joining. But yeah, I'm just looking if there's like a paragraph about Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj. Yeah, here. This is in our Srila Gurudev's Navadip Dham Parikrama book. It's just 2 paragraphs. Does it mention? It says this temple. So in Mayapur, in Ishodyan, there is the Sri Gaur Nityananda Mandir. That's the mutt of Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj. Nandan Acharya Bhavan. So he said this is the Nandanacharya Bhavan, where everybody would go to hide out. It's the hiding place for Nityananda Prabhu when he first came. Then also Advaita Acharya, when he came, he also hid there. And also Mahaprabhu hid there at one point, if I remember correctly, in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So that's like, so this temple was established by Srimad Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, a prominent disciple of Jagat Guru Śrīla Saraswati Ṭhākura Prabhupada. He was exclusively devoted to Prabhupada's service. He was a powerful speaker and an excellent writer, and had countless other good qualities. He was the editor and managing director of the weekly Gaudiya, which was established by Śrīla Saraswati Ṭhākura. Śrīla Prabhupada sent him to the Western countries to preach the message of Mahaprabhu and pure devotional service. After Śrīla Prabhupada's disappearance, he established preaching centers in Sridham Vrindavan, right? He got Terkadamba, right? That was under Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, and Imlitala also. His samadhi is there at Imlitala. So, different preaching centers in Sridham Vrindavan, Delhi, Jagannath Puri, Mayapur, and other places. All right, that's all. At least we just said one little thing to honor Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj. If anybody wants to read a lot about Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, then they can go to vcvani.com, see the book My Beloved Masters, or actually on vcvani.com, I'm sure there's a whole long, all his glories that Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj gave. So yeah, go to vcvani.com. And also you can go on that website, you'll see it on the main page, but then you can also go to books, ebooks, and then you'll see My Beloved Masters, and there'll be a whole chapter on him in that book there as well. So, all right, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining.
Haribol Prabhu.
Yes, Nari Hari Prabhu.
Bhavatrini wanted to say something.
Oh, yes.
Okay. My mic.
Yeah, I think you have to turn off, if you have 2 phones on, then turn off one of the phones. Yeah.
Can you turn yours off?
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. So then you turn yours out and then you can speak on your phone. Yeah, you can't have 2 phones on at the same time.
They can turn off the audio just from both and one from one. And the mic.
Yeah. You can shut off the audio and
keep one.
Or since you're both together right now, why don't you just leave Zoom on one of your phones? Just leave Zoom and then you can just, yeah. Okay. And yeah, Bhavatarani Mataji, now on your phone, if you could just open up your mic, it should work now. And Rukmini Didi is saying, okay, Urmala Edith Best and I wrote Career Dharma, the Natural Art of Work. That's how you can find it. Career Dharma, the Natural Art of Work. And I haven't read it myself, and but my brother said it was very helpful for him. If you're wondering, if you want to get some clarity of like what you should do with your life, what kind of occupation you should get, and like that, this is the the book for that. Yes, Prabhupada Mataji. Yes. Okay.
Is my mic on?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah, my mic wouldn't turn on for some reason. That our Srila Prabhupada was very close with Bhakti Saranga, and he was actually president of his math in Calcutta. And his sister was initiated, Pishima Bhavatrini Dasi, was initiated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. And he said to her,
I mean, like by Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, you mean, right?
No, she was initiated by Bhaktisiddhanta.
Oh, really? Okay.
And Bhaktisiddhanta said to her, why aren't you accepting second? I don't know the words he used. Why aren't you accepting second initiation or diksha? And she said, oh, my husband is not such a good devotee. He smokes bidis. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada said, oh, when you should become such a good devotee that your husband becomes pure, then I will give you diksha. But then Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati left the planet, and she asked, and a week later, 3 days later, her husband left, but otherwise she could have gotten. But she asked her brother who she should take diksha from, and he told her to take from Bhakti Saranga. Plus, he was the temple president for his math in Calcutta, our Prabhupada.
And she was temple commander.
And she was the temple commander for Bhakti Saranga's temple in Mayapur, I believe. So that when I was taking care of her when she was leaving her body, all the brahmacharis that she trained up came over to meet with her. And she sent me with...
So in that temple that we were just reading about, the Gaur Nityananda Mandir, yeah? Like that one there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow, very nice.
So anyways, I just wanted to...
When they asked her, who are you disciple of?
Oh, but when they asked her who was her guru, they said, oh, is your brother your guru? She goes, no, Saraswati Ṭhākura only. But I just... most people don't realize that our Srila Prabhupada had such a close relationship with him. So I just wanted,
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and she sent me with prasadam and messages to Emily Tull once, and when I got there, and I said her name, everyone was throwing sweets at me and laughing, and it was very, very nice temple, very nice devotees. Yeah.
Jai Śrīla Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Pratima ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No.
Okay. All right, pranams everybody. Thank you for sharing that. And
Devās, Prabhu, Devās.
Dandavats.
Haribol, long time no see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So nice to see you all. Thank you.
Haribol.
Okay, so I'll see you everybody tomorrow to read the second half of this chapter about how Nam and Nami are non-different, and also the qualities of Krishna. All these things are non-different from Krishna.